Welcome back to Motivation Monday. This is episode 63, Embracing Our Mistakes. Life is messy and none of us are perfect. So what happens when we have to do something live, no safety net, in real time, and we make a mistake? What do? Do we pause, scared, stop? No, we embrace it. We go with it. Go with the flow of our mistakes. Use them as part of our show, part of our act. That's how it was meant to be. My son was in a circus camp 2 weeks ago, and the kids had to do an end of the week show, so they were practicing their tricks and routines, and inevitably something was going to go wrong. You're going to drop your plate, or your feather that you were balancing you're trying to do your hand trick, but it wasn't working out the way that you wanted it to, or you just dropped the balls while you're juggling, and the kids were just like, ta-da! Like, incorporated that humor, just say, hey, that was it. That's the end of my performance. I'm done. My son was doing this routine on this ball, and why don't I switch to the video so you can really get a look at it. So here's my son balancing on this ball, and he's got the plate spinning, and he drops the plate, but rather than get upset about it, he just starts adding it into the act. Like, that was part of it, and adds this comedy routine in there. And nobody knows in the audience, people think it's funny. He didn't plan that. He just went with it and rolled with it, and that's something that he was taught in the circus camp. Comedians like Johnny Carson were famous for playing off their mistakes or those jokes that failed with little things like, oh yeah, my wife didn't like that one either, or yeah, the writers, I told you that one was crap. And people would have a good laugh at how awful something was rather than how funny it was, and in the end people laughed. And I wonder, with what my son learned in the circus camp, it just, when you watch those shows, how many of it is just happy accidents that just happen, that people go with and just incorporate it in as making it more entertaining. Now, real life is hard because there are no do-overs. But hey, none of us are perfect. We're going to make mistakes. You're going to give a presentation. You're going to forget a part, and you're going to skip on to the next, and you're going to keep on going. Don't go back. Just keep on going, even if you suddenly realize, oh, I forgot to say this. I've seen people try to go back and catch themselves. Oh, and I meant to say over here, and then they get off track. No, just go with it. You want to know what? No one knew that you were going to say that really important thing there. And maybe you could save it for a Q&A, and it's a happy accident because then you get to address it later. Or there's a slide that is just absolutely terrible, and you say, I really don't know what I was thinking on this, but what I meant to say was, and you have a good laugh at it, and you have a chance to have that dialogue. You don't let it slow you down. So think about that this week. When you're in real time, there's no do-over. So just embrace those mistakes, go with it. Life is messy, we're not perfect. And give yourself a hug, big hug afterwards, and a pat on the back for trying your best. All right, until next time, I hope you all will continue to stay kind, be strong, and keep moving forward!